I think the first thing to address is kind of what is fitness, and most people when they think of fitness, they think of running a mile or something more aerobic in nature. And yes, that is an important part of fitness. You also need to have strength, flexibility, balance, and those are things that'll help you out in everyday life. So incorporating all of those things is an important part of fitness. The recommendations say 150 minutes per week of moderate to vigorous activity, 50 minutes 3 days or 30 minutes 5 days a week of moderate activity. And I think the numbers can get a little intimidating for people. And the simple answer is just do something. Get out and move, start doing things, walk the dog. There's been research showing that people that own dogs are more active because they feel a need to walk the animal or walk the dog. So just doing stuff tends to be the important part. And in terms of other specific recommendations, some people, time constraints, in that, well, these 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I don't have that time. My advice would be take a cue from people that smoke, and instead of taking a smoke break, take a 5-minute walk break. And so every hour, every 2 hours, get up and walk around and just accrue that total time throughout the day. And usually people can find 5 or 10 minutes at a time to do something. And whether it's walk around, whether it's stand up and sit down in your chair 15 times, that you can find things to keep you more active that don't require a lot of money, a lot of facilities, or other options. A good starting point is walking. Walking's probably one of the most universally prescribed exercises because most people can walk, and then it's walking at an intensity that's comfortable for you, that you can carry on a conversation with someone else or while you're walking. If you want to talk on the phone while you're walking, so that's a way to moderate the pace that you're walking at. You can change. You can walk on a level surface, or you can change elevations. You can find hills where you're walking uphill or walking downhill. So that would be the easiest way to describe something that's moderate. When you get into some of the lifting weights or body weight types of exercises, something that you can perform 10 to 20 times, and that you can do that with relative ease, but it's not something that's going to completely fatigue you. A great idea that I just recently saw in a magazine had to do with, it was almost like paper plates or frisbees with types of exercises written on them, and you throw those into a field or into a pattern, and then you go to each of those locations, and then you do that type of activity. More complex versions I've seen with decks of playing cards where you pull a diamond, and that means you're going to do squats, and you do the number of squats on the card. That can work until you try to go through an entire deck, and then that goes beyond that moderate stage. But that's something where you can change things up and be able to incorporate more of these activities and have some variation, and it's not the same thing every day. It's okay if you miss a day. That a lot of people, you should have a program, you should have a plan. Pick things that you like to do. If you don't like running, don't say you're going to get up every day and run. You're destined to fail. Find something you enjoy doing and do it. And if life gets in the way, it's okay. Start over tomorrow. That I think a lot of people, if they miss a day, they just feel everything's gone, it's a waste of time, and they've lost it all. But it's okay to start again tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. It's okay if you're sick and you miss a day. If you miss 2 days, it's okay. You can start over again and still get those benefits.